Hey, this video is very different from my usual content, so if you're under the age of 18 or value holding on to your innocence or positive perception of me, please watch a different video of mine instead. You've been warned. 2020 was a difficult year for a lot of people. Millions lost their jobs, others were forced into isolation in a work from home or remote schooling environment, and I realized how fucking lonely I actually am. As someone who depends on video games and anime to pull them out of their chronic depressive episodes, I was finding my usual go-tos unsatisfactory and unable to do the job. That is, until I stumbled upon a new form of entertainment that honestly I can't believe I had overlooked before. And once I had found it, I knew that there was no going back. Because during quarantine, I found BL and Yaoi. Now hold on, you might be thinking, Ovilee, I follow you for esports content. What the fuck is a BL and Yaoi? Well, allow me to educate you, my innocent little internet virgin. BL stands for boys love, and is typically man-on-man romance marketed towards women. Women who will most likely die alone and have accepted that fact, and are therefore willing to die for their ships whether or not they're canon. I am that woman. Now, it's important to note that BL does not always include I need to do more research. But when it does, it's then considered yaoi, which is essentially the gay porn of hentai. And it's pretty awesome. Now, there are a lot of reasons why women love BL. Most of them are attracted to what they perceive as a perfect romance between two attractive and emotionally vulnerable men. Some are able to find escapism from the patriarchal or misogynistic view of women within porn and appreciate not seeing women being objectified in the majority of stories. For me personally, sex terrifies me, but for some reason seeing two handsome dudes swing their censored lightsabers around is A-okay. Thanks 8 years of Catholic school and repression. While the Newgrounds adult section was my initial introduction to never touching the opposite sex, surprisingly TikTok has been the catalyst for a lot of people discovering smut. You like one too many Nanami or Gojo TikToks and all of a sudden the only stuff on your For You page are thirsty bitches and boys trying to get some 2DD. A lot of anime fans are getting way too comfortable with what they're sharing nowadays, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. No, this is different. This is different because I am educating the masses. So allow me to educate you masses. Here are my top 3 BL and Yaoi. Given is a BL anime about two boys in a rock band who get rock hard for each other. Just kidding. It's actually about a high school boy struggling to cope with the loss of a loved one through music. And luckily, the high school hottie and guitar prodigy just signed up to be his private teacher after hearing him sing. This is actually a pretty good starting BL anime since the most sexual activity is a kiss and some implied intense hugging. Why will no one hug me? Now, if you haven't heard of the next one, then you're probably over the age of 30 and have never used TikTok. Yarichin Bitch Club is a yaoi about a boy who transfers to a school and yup, it's a yaoi, and oh boy, does this escalate quickly. Tono transfers to a new school and accidentally joins the photography club, which he soon discovers is actually just a fuck club. But hear me out, because there's meaningful character development hidden underneath all the drool and sweat. I like to think of Yarichin as the JoJo of hentai. No, not because everyone calls it gay, but because if you spend too much time trying to make sense of it instead of just sitting back and enjoying all the bright and flashy colors and fight scenes that make absolutely no sense, then you're not gonna have a great time. Now, there are times where character development is given the backseat to other developments, but overall, it's still pretty good. Also, the opening is catchy as hell. And finally, my all-time favorite BL that I have non-ironically rewatched more than a dozen times since finding it last month, Dakaichi. Also known as, help, I'm being harassed by the sexiest man of the year. This anime made me laugh. It made me cry. And made me realize that I should give up on 3D men right now because our love would never even come close to what Takato and Chunta have. The story is about the famous acting veteran and 5-year sexiest man alive, Takato Saijo, being overthrown by acting newbie and newest sexiest man of the year, Junta Azumaya. After a night of drinking, Takato awakens to find himself in Junta's apartment. Azumaya Junta, and their love blossoms from there. Junta. Now, the last time I took public transportation, I got bed bugs. But this anime has me wanting to ride the bus 24/7. Now, I didn't know that girls squealing existed outside of bad high school dramas and anime, but oh my god, did this anime have me at a high-pitched squeak for the majority of it. I highly recommend this show, which you can watch on Crunchyroll. That's right, Crunchyroll. This show is on Crunchyroll. You can watch it on Crunchyroll. It's mainstream. There's a movie coming out for it later this year. Now, this is the future, ladies and gentlemen. The era of women being hot is over. Hot girl summer is a lie, and it is all about BL brother summer. Junta! Well, that's all I have to tell you about today, and this is actually the first time I tried doing a piece of content like this before, so let me know what you thought about it in the comments. If you liked it, then maybe I'll try to do more, and if you didn't like it, well then that's okay too, because I don't like myself either, and that's why I need BL to get me through the day. Subscribe!